Hey there folks, this strange looking hunk of electronics is the inside of a wired Xbox controller aftermarket, and it was having some trouble where it was obvious that the connector at the end of this part was getting weak, and so, as happens a lot of times, you just need to replace the USB cable going into it, or cut it off where it's weak and rewire it in, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to resolder some of this. So I was able to take out this cable boot using a pair of pliers, kind of wrench this out of there, and that's what you really want to do. Like a couple of times, I mean, it's kind of glued in there. A couple of times I've had to kind of leave some of it in there because I didn't manage to get it all out, and some of it ripped out. And then you gotta like try to poke it through. But I was lucky this time, and I had enough of this to get a purchase on it. And that way we can run a fresh cable right through that boot. It's the ideal way of doing things. So I got this. I used my soldering iron and got the old cables out, and yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and pushed this through, and so this just goes through, and then we have a little bit of slack on the ends to work with. Hopefully it's not too much. Shouldn't be. Alright, it's not the prettiest solder job here, but it is what it is. Not sure, they're not like touching each other or anything. There's a gap there, so I prefer a little bit of a little bit more solder than they offer normally, and also they leave a lot of lead usually when they make these things under here. I tend to like not strip the wire too much, and then I send some wire through here, and then I add quite a bit more solder so that it's a little bit beefier than they make it originally. And so let's see if this thing actually works. Moment of truth here. Yep, sweet. So that, and there's nothing bad coming on the screen. It would say something like, previously it was saying device not recognized, but this is basically telling us that this is good to go. And this is an Xbox controller, so each of these 4 little lights indicates which one's plugged in. You can have up to 4, and yes, it does work with Windows. So I'll just show you device manager. I'm gonna bring this up, and there's an Xbox 360 controller. Let's see it disappear when we unplug it. And bye-bye. Okay. So here we have here's the board, and everything's running in there. This little boot sort of goes and clips in there. Not all of them are configured this way, but this is this way. And I can't do this one-handed, so. And then there's there's the vibrators. There's the force feedback motors, and they've got a set of weight on one side of the motor so that it, offsets. And then there's an actual vibration. It shakes it back and forth. Interesting, right? Alright, so now everything's back together. There's the light coming out of the front. You see that light again there. And it's all back there. One note is it's still a little wiggly. I can still pull that, and I don't want that. You know, I don't want to be able to pull that so hard or have my kids like drop it, and then, you know, that this is a repeat phenomenon where it ends up getting hurt because they effectively yank the cord loose and stuff like that. And it's a shorter cable. It's a much shorter cable, and it's almost like too short, but yeah, I'd rather, you know, hook this up to a USB extender, like, or a USB dock here on the actual table. USB 2 is fine. It's not like relaying a whole ton of data. Actually, USB 1 would be sufficient, I think, probably, because just like it doesn't take a whole lot over there. So after I test this, I'm going to test this really quick. And I'll fire up the game, run around a little bit. Looks to be fine, but just, you know, gotta make double, triple, super duper sure. This is the game, this is the game I fix these things for. Ori in the Will-O-the-Wisps is great. So that's good. Oh yeah, it's great. Huh? Okay, heal. So much I can do with one hand while I'm holding the camera up. So anyway, there you go. I'm gonna glue this and let her ride. Oh well, got that 2x thing. So anyway, I better stop talking and maybe start gaming. But I'm gonna glue that so that it doesn't slide in and out. And that's going to be some JB Weld epoxy that I put in there to make sure it don't move. And I'll see you around next time. Thanks. Bye.